Today we are going to be ranking the top 20 LEGO Star Wars minifigures of all time. This is purely my opinion, so let me know down in the comments if you agree with me or not. There are some absolutely fantastic minifigures in this list, so let's jump straight into it. But just very quickly, if you do want a chance to enter my free giveaway for the LEGO Fell Beast, then all you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and comment on this video, and the winner will be announced on the 31st of August. So let's jump straight into it now. In at 20th place of the best LEGO Star Wars minifigures of all time, I picked Mando in his Beskar armour, and this minifigure features in set 75312 Boba Fett Starship. A great minifigure, very common and actually very cheap. You can grab this minifigure for about $5 to $6, really cheap. It really is a very cheap minifigure, but nonetheless it's still a fantastic minifigure. The only downside to this minifigure is the helmet. The helmet printing on this minifigure isn't very good, but other than that it is a rather flawless minifigure. The printing on the legs, the torso and the arms are all exceptional. In at 19th place we have Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing pilot outfit. This minifigure features in set 75355 the UCS X-Wing. This is easily the best Luke Skywalker minifigure we've ever had. The printing and detail on this minifigure is absolutely exceptional. The helmet is great, the printing on the torso, the legs, the arms, all fantastic. But what really makes this minifigure stand out is those dual molded legs. Looks really great and really does add that premium touch to this minifigure. In at 18th place we have Moroff from set 75172, the Y-Wing Starfighter. This minifigure is actually quite slept on, but I really do like it. The leg printing is great and that molded head / chest piece looks fantastic. A lot of great detail on there. You've got that mask which looks really great. He also comes with a brick built backpack which also enables you to hold his blaster. This is a really great minifigure. Most people don't tend to give it a second thought, but I really like it. On to 17th place now we have the Grand Inquisitor. This is from the recent Inquisitor Transport Skyve, and as you can see I went for the newer version of the Grand Inquisitor minifigure. The chest piece was improved and the printing on the torso and legs is definitely great. It's definitely a lot better than the previous version. The only thing this minifigure does lack is that helmet. Other than that though, it is a really good minifigure. On to 16th place now we have the Airborne 212 Trooper. This minifigure features in the Utapau Trooper Battle Pack. Definitely one of the best Clone Trooper minifigures we ever had. Both the mould of the helmet and the printing on it is exceptional. But what really makes this minifigure stand out from a lot of other Clone Trooper minifigures is that cloth waist cape. Something you just don't see much nowadays, if at all. It really is so rare. Nowadays on Clone Troopers we only tend to get the printed waist capes and they just look awful. I really do wish LEGO would go back to the cloth waist cape as there really is no substitute. At 15th place now we have the OG Greedo minifigure from the Mos Eisley Cantina. This is one of the oldest minifigures on the list, if not the oldest, but nevertheless it's a really well detailed and really well made minifigure. That moulded headpiece really was so ahead of its time. It was so unique for the time because this minifigure was made about the early 2000s, so to have a minifigure this detailed was so rare. Printing on the arms was also extremely rare, so there was no way I could not have this minifigure on this list. At 14th place we have the Death Trooper from Krennic's Imperial Shuttle. This imposing minifigure comes in all black and the helmet looks great, the printing on the torso and the legs is phenomenal and almost a perfect one-to-one from the movie counterpart. At 13th place is Han Solo from the Betrayal at Cloud City set. This is easily the best Han Solo minifigure we ever had and probably ever will get. The torso, head and hairpiece are nothing special. Where the minifigure really excels is those legs. You've got great dual molded printing and also printing on the side of the legs. That is something that is so rare for LEGO Star Wars minifigures. There is only a handful of minifigures that have ever had that treatment, so I definitely had to include this great minifigure on this list. At 12th place is Mando in his brown armour, and this minifigure was from the UCS Razor Crest LEGO set. One of the best LEGO Mandalorian minifigures we've ever had. The printing is definitely an upgrade from the silver version of Mando. You can easily see the printing is just so much of an upgrade. It looks absolutely fantastic, so much more detailed, and of course like a lot of UCS LEGO minifigures nowadays, this minifigure also features amazing printing on the legs, the torso and really detailed arm printing. Moving on we have General Grievous from General Grievous's Starfighter plus 2 other LEGO sets, so he really isn't the rarest of minifigures but nonetheless he is fantastic. I find it very hard to believe that LEGO will be able to upgrade this minifigure. It was so hard to do, but somehow LEGO managed to knock it out of the park. The way LEGO designed his arms, it really is made so that you can pose it in so many different ways. It just looks fantastic. At 10th place is the Mimban Trooper from the Imperial TIE Fighter set 75211. By far this is my favourite Imperial minifigure of all time. The printing is simply out of this world. To see that camo on this kind of minifigure is so unique. We've just never really had a Stormtrooper minifigure quite like it, and it's sad that we probably will never have another minifigure like this made again. It really is fantastic, and it's starting to become a more expensive and rare minifigure as time goes by, coming in at almost $90. At 9th place is Captain Rex from the Bark Speeder with sidecar set 75012. Of course I had to include the best Rex minifigure on this list. This minifigure is absolutely amazing. The only thing it does lack is arm printing, but I don't think this minifigure necessarily needed it. The strong points to this minifigure are clearly the cloth waist cape and the cloth pauldron, which look phenomenal. At 8th place we have Bo-Katan from set 75361, the Spider Tank. This is arguably one of the best modern day LEGO minifigures of our time. It is absolutely amazing. The sea blue knee pads and shoulder pads really does stand out on the dark grey armour. It just looks amazing. The printing is phenomenal. It comes with arm printing, really good leg and torso printing. The face printing is also really good, and that ultra detailed helmet looks phenomenal. If you haven't already got this minifigure, I highly recommend you go out and grab it, because this is one you definitely want in your collection. On to 7th place we have C-3PO from set 75341, UCS Luke's Land Speeder. Another great modern day minifigure. This one comes with great arm printing, great torso printing, but my favourite thing about this minifigure is clearly the dual moulded legs. And like the Han Solo minifigure which was previously mentioned in this video, he also comes with side printing on the legs, which, as I already mentioned, is something so rare in LEGO Star Wars minifigures. So to have the added extra level of detail on this minifigure is really so awesome. Moving on to 6th place we have the Chrome Gold C-3PO, and this minifigure didn't come in a traditional LEGO set, rather it was part of a special giveaway or a special kind of competition where LEGO distributed 10,000 of these rare minifigures into random LEGO sets. So if you was lucky enough to be one of the 10,000 to get this minifigure, then you really did hit the jackpot, because not only did you get an extremely rare and expensive minifigure, but in my opinion you also got one of the best LEGO Star Wars minifigures of all time. Though it doesn't have the level of detail as some of the other minifigures on this list, what I really do love about this minifigure is the fact that the chrome gold perfectly suits C-3PO. It's arguably his main characteristic, having that shiny gold, so there really was no better character LEGO could implement the chrome gold onto. It looks phenomenal, and it's just an absolute grail among LEGO Star Wars collectors. On to 5th place we have the ARC Trooper from set 9488. By far my favourite LEGO clone trooper of all time, and you can grab this still for about $20 to $25, so if you haven't already got it I highly recommend you grab it, because it will only get more expensive. Everything about this minifigure is absolutely perfect. The printing on the legs, the torso, the helmet mould, the printing on the helmet, and of course those cloth shoulder pads and the cloth waist cape. It all comes together perfectly, and it's just the perfect representation of the ARC Trooper, one of the Republic's most elite soldiers. On to 4th place now we have Boba Fett from set 10123, the Cloud City LEGO set, and of course again this is another grail for LEGO Star Wars collectors. This is simply one of the OG minifigures, and it still holds up to this day so well. The moulded helmet and jetpack piece is now just simply iconic, and the additional leg and arm printing, something that was quite rare for LEGO Star Wars minifigures way back in the early 2000s, was something that just makes this minifigure stand out so well. The only negative to this minifigure is that if you do want to grab it, you're probably going to have to sell a kidney. At 3rd place we have Queen Amidala from set 9499, the Gungan sub. Another grail for LEGO Star Wars minifigure collectors. This minifigure is absolutely out of this world. It's one of the best LEGO minifigures of all time. It really is crazy that LEGO managed to do such a good job on this minifigure. The level of detail that has gone into this minifigure in terms of the printing and the design is simply unbelievable. Moving on to 2nd place we have Boba Fett from set 75222, the Betrayal at Cloud City set. The perfect minifigure which comes with perfect printing on the helmet, the legs, the torso. The arm printing is some of the best arm printing we've seen in all of LEGO Star Wars. And then of course it also comes with that cloth pauldron, and for added detail there's even more printing on the pauldron itself, so it just looks really awesome. A fantastic minifigure and one of the best LEGO Star Wars minifigures of all time, but not the best. That place has to go to Darth Malgus. This minifigure features in set 9500 the Sith Fury class interceptor, and this minifigure is only getting more expensive. The last I saw it, it was selling for about £200, which is pretty crazy for a LEGO minifigure. It really is just the perfect minifigure. The printing on the headpiece just looks so cool. A perfect representation of a Sith character with those those menacing Sith eyes. The printing on the legs and the torso is also fantastic, but the best part about this minifigure is clearly that chest and mouthpiece. It's one of the most detailed chest pieces we've ever seen. It's simply amazing, and for me this was just a no-brainer. This minifigure, Darth Malgus, has to be first place in my top 20 LEGO Star Wars minifigures of all time. So anyway guys, that does it for my top 20 LEGO Star Wars minifigures list. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with this list or not, and if not, let me know what minifigures you would have put in this list. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.